Happy holidays, everyone. NWO Reverend 96 back with another video. Got a stack of games here. Why do I have a stack of games here? It's because, well, we got a new console generation started, so I thought I'd pay tribute to the previous generation and do my top 10 games of the previous generation. Just one disclaimer here. This is for games that I actually own, which means you won't be seeing any PS3 games on here since I don't own the console. But here, let's get started. I'm just gonna go rapid fire here, kinda. Okay, first game, number 10. I'm gonna say the original BioShock. Great first-person shooter, and I liked it better than its sequels too. But they get an honorable mention on this list. Number 9. I've actually got a tie. I couldn't pick between these two because there were aspects of each of the games I really liked. Got Borderlands and its sequel, Borderlands 2. Really good first-person role-playing game. Number 9, my first Wii game here on the list, and I actually have the cases put away, so I'm just going to show the disc. The original Mario Galaxy, which I actually liked a little bit better than its sequel. I know I'm kind of in the minority. Most people like the sequel better, but really great Mario 3D game. Definitely the true successor to Mario 64. Okay, at number 7, I have Batman Arkham Asylum. I picked this over its sequels just because of its initial wow factor. It's definitely a mix between the Christopher Nolan and the animated series. It's got a great combat system, even some role-playing elements too, so I really enjoyed it, and the atmosphere was great. Okay, at number 6, we've got Mass Effect 2. This is a great third-person shooter / role-playing game. It's definitely the best in the series. The characters are the most memorable, and pretty much everyone's opinion, it was probably the best in the series. Mass Effect 3 was okay, but I thought it was kind of a step down, even though that it was a much grander story. This was a more kind of inner conflicted story here. Okay, number 5. Ooh, there we go. We have Donkey Kong Country Returns. Definitely the best side-scrolling game, I think, of the last generation. I know some people might disagree, might say the new Mario Brothers Wii or Super Meat Boy, but I personally like this one better because I'm a huge fan of the Donkey Kong Country series, and I'm glad to see it back, and I'm really looking forward to the new one coming out for the Wii U. I think it got pushed back to February. It was originally coming out before Christmas, but it sounds like I'm getting a Wii U for Christmas, so yay! Okay, getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Number 4, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Took everything great about all the previous games and just threw it all together and just improved on everything. It's got kind of the same perk system as the new Fallout games, which I think is definitely an improvement. And a pretty good story, too. I really like the Nords, so... Okay, number 3, the original Dragon Age. More greatness from BioWare. This kind of harkens back to the old Baldur's Gate games, even though it doesn't take place in the Forgotten Realms. A lot of great, memorable characters in this game as well. I definitely prefer this over its sequel. Although I did like in the sequel how the protagonist had more of a personality, whereas in this one, it's just kind of a blank slate almost. Your character just kind of reacts to the situation, doesn't really have a voice. But overall, I like the story in this game better. It's much grander, there's a lot more gameplay time, there's a lot more side quests, and nice return from BioWare there to the fantasy realm there after the Mass Effect games. Okay, number 2. Got another tie here. Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Another first-person role-playing game, although some people might not consider it role-playing, but or first-person shooter, I should say, excuse me. I couldn't pick between these two, once again, because each game has great qualities. Fallout 3 was the reason I bought an Xbox 360, because I didn't think my computer could run it at the time, but I guess I was wrong. I guess it could have. But still, nonetheless, I'm glad I got it. And got a pretty good story to it. Fallout New Vegas, however, I think this more harkens back to the original two Fallout games. Excuse me. First of all, it takes place out west again, so there's a lot more references to the previous games, and it feels like in this game, it feels like what you do affects the world more than it does in Fallout 3. But still, both are great games, and that's why I put them at number 2 on my list, and that's where they're going to stay. And drumroll, number 1, my personal favorite game of the last generation, Red Dead Redemption. Now, I never was a huge fan of the Grand Theft Auto series. I don't actually own any of the games, so I took a chance kind of on this one because I heard great things, and boy, am I glad I did. Great story, great characters, great gameplay mechanics, one of the most heartbreaking endings in a video game that I've seen. It's one of the few games that almost made me cry at the end. But yeah, definitely my favorite game of the last generation. I had one that I had the most fun with. Great sandbox, open world. It was nice to see Rockstar come out of the city and go back in time. But yes, Red Dead Redemption, my number 1 game of the last generation. If you disagree with me, or if you have your personal top 10 games, you can put them down in the comments below, and I look forward to hearing everyone's responses to my list. And I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday and a happy new year. This is NWO Reverend 96 signing off.